Yes, my people. So today we are going to look at this Muslim called Ijaz Ahmed, something that he says, just to uh, get into something that this guy says. And throughout the years, I've known Ijaz Ahmed, and sometimes the Bible speak about a group of people who are ever learning and never able to come to the truth. So he just you will listen to him speak and you will believe that this is an intelligent guy. But when you listen deeply, then you will realize that this guy, no, he's not. He's not really intelligent because what when a man um, equate God, limit God to to God's creation, put the limitation of God's creation upon God, and put a man-made law, the limitation of man-made law upon God. So the limitation, trying to limit God by His creation, or put the man-made law, the limitation of man-made law upon God. And we are going to show you a TikTok video made by this Muslim Ijaz Ahmed, and you will see how naive, to me, how naive this guy thinks. And when you listen to him, he act like he's so historical, he research and stuff like that. But as I say, the Bible verse says there are people who are ever learning and never able to come to the truth of things, because you cannot use a man-made law to limit God. And we're going to show you some things in Islam that for us today, looking in our world today, it's illogical. And you will see where let me just share something with you that so my brother here says, if I create a computer program, I am not bound by the laws I created for that program. That's true. God is not bound by no law. No law at all is God is bound by. And you will see how and the law that God gave to man, he's not even bound by those laws because he gave it to man. The law is for man's life, it's not for God's life. And you will see how Ijaz Ahmed is a very naive, like when I speak, but he will act like he's so educated. And you could see that he's a counterfeit. When I say a counterfeit, Jamaicans will say you're a counterfeit. I mean, a counterfeit is a person who pretend to be somebody other than who they are. You remember the time when he invited Tovia Singer to his channel, and you will see the way he greet Tovia Singer. Hi, Rabbi, something similar. Like, hi, Rabbi, you look great today. Fake, just a total fraud. Ijaz Ahmed is a total fraud. When I will show you something, and you will see that this guy is a total fraud. In his approach to things, he's a total fraud. So look at this. Let me take this off the screen so you guys could see something, and that he have a discussion last night. I think he have a discussion, and he's calling Christian. And what kind of Christian can you call when you're illogical? If you're a illogical person, what kind of Christian can you call? And that's what I don't know. Who can you call when you are illogical? So this is, look at the topic here. Look at the topic of his look at the topic of his video right here. Blind faith versus logic and evidence. Wow. Where is the evidence? Where is the evidence from the Quran? Muhammad says, oh, I got some revelation about the story of Noah, and that one of his sons was killed. Where was that written ever in no historical form prior to Muhammad that one of his sons was killed? So that is blind faith. You have to believe what Muhammad says. That is blind faith. So you see, at the end of the day, because there is no historical proof that this son was ever killed. There is nothing before that says this son was ever killed. So to believe that is blind faith. Now the story of Moses. We know about the story of Moses, and we know that Moses was chosen as a prophet. We cannot tell of any prophet during the time of Moses other than Moses himself, and you could possibly call his brother Aaron a prophet, but you know of no prophet during that time other than Moses himself that you could think about that is a prophet other than Moses himself at the time when Moses was called. But according to the Quran, there is this strange guy, strange young guy that Moses met that is a prophet who killed an innocent boy because he feared that the boy was going to be disobedient to his parents. Where was that written as anything historical prior? So you see what he says, blind faith versus logic and evidence. Where is the evidence? Then he got mic drop versus mic drop with Ijaz the Trini. Wow. But anyway, so you see what they have here, blind faith. But listen, what I want you to really get into is this. Look at this. You're gonna hear Ijaz make he make this TikTok video, and in the TikTok video you will see something that is very common among Muslim today. There's a Muslim called Jake, the Muslim metaphysician, which more to me is a mega retard, a mega magician. Because what these people try to do is to limit God to his creation, limit God to the creation in the sense of whatever the creation is, the limit that is put on the creation got to be put on God. The same law, God is living under the same law of the creation. So if the creation can only be one person at the same time, at one time, and cannot be more than one person, then God have to be limited to that reality. The reality of man is the same reality of God. Wow. Do you see that? So if I cannot be in Jamaica and America at the same time, so that reality is God's reality. So God cannot visit me as a man or as a person in Jamaica, and my family in Jamaica, and at the same time visit me in a different as a different person. God cannot do that. But so the limitation that is on man is they bestow that limitation on and God using man-made logics, because God is limited to man-made logic. There is nothing beyond our logic here. According to these Muslims, there is nothing beyond our logic, beyond our what we can perceive. There is nothing beyond what we can perceive. It seems like, God exists, but he is still trapped within our what we can perceive. He's still limited to what we can perceive, and this is what you will see from this video that I am going to show. So let's share the TikTok video, and you will see what he says. So on this TikTok video, make sure that you guys are seeing the video. So on this TikTok video, you will hear the Trini. I am the Yardie, I am the Yardie, I'm Jamaican. And so the Yardie versus the Trini. So let's see who is more sensible, so between a Yardie and a Trini. It seems like this Trini lost his mind. So anyway, what we're going to look at you're gonna hear him say something, and you're gonna see how corny he is. You know, you're gonna see how corny he is, because Christian says God is existence. God is an existence that consists of three persons. He's gonna say, try to mix homosexuality with that belief, when it doesn't even make no sense, just to show how insincere this guy is. Listen to this.
In mathematics, there is something known as the law of identity that one.
So listen to this. Mathematics. So he limit God to mathematics. So who made this kind of mathematics and this mathematical law? Man make this mathematical law. So here is a Muslim limiting God to something that is made by man. So God created man, and man created mathematical laws, law of identity, and God, who created that man, is trapped in the law, trapped by the law that man created. This is how naive Muslim thinks. God is beyond our law. The prophet Job, say, who can search the things of God? Let me actually read it so you guys can see. Let me read it so you guys can see what the prophet say about God. This is Job 11 verse 7. So Job 11 verse 7, Job says, can you fathom the mysteries of God? That means, can you understand the mysteries of God? Can you probe the limits of the Almighty? He asks in a rhetorical question. Can you fathom the mysteries of God? Can you probe the limits of the Almighty? So here it is. These naive Muslim is using mathematical law that is created by man to put a limitation on God Almighty. So God created man. Man created this mathematical law, the law of identity, and man is using what he create to limit God. Do you see? This guy is naive. He listens to too much soca music. Soca music is not very wise music. Soca music is not very wise music. It have no teaching in it. It just bend down and touch your toe and do all this stuff. Wine, 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 wine. Grow up with no roots. Like, how can you use what man make to put a limitation on God Almighty? So my brother say here, Muslim, Allah is above our understanding. As also Muslim, the Trinity is false because we can't understand it. And that's so true. Allah is above our understanding. So Allah is above our understanding. That means Allah is above our logic. Allah is above our logic. You see what I'm saying? But when it comes to the Trinity, no, it's a different idea for them. It's a different idea. So let's continue to listen to this naive Muslim. You will see. You will see. But I like this one. If I create a computer, am I not bound by the laws I created from? Am I not bound by the laws I created for that program? Likewise, God is not. I understand totally what you're trying to say. So let's continue with this, and we will see where this guy is going.
1 equals 1 or x equals x. And this is a fundamental law in logic.
So this is a fundamental law in whose logic? Is this God's logic? So you're limiting man's fundamental law. You're limited God by man's fundamental law. Who create that logic? Did God, where did you see that written anywhere that God create that logic? God did not create that logic at all. So why are you using something, mathematical language that is created by man to judge God? I put, so automatically Muslim become the judge of God. They say none is like Allah, but at the same time they judge their God. They have to judge God because what? They are above God. They are above God, so they tend to use their small mind to judge God.
But not everyone agrees on this. And I just think that it's beautiful sometimes when two opposing groups.
Do you see where he become a hypocrite right here? So he couldn't stop there because what? Two opposing groups. So look how stupid he is. Two opposing group. Look at this guy. He said two opposing group. So if two groups are opposing, they cannot be united. Do you see? He's talking about logic. He's talking about logic. And listen what he says. Two opposing group.
So two opposing communities can come together and say 1 = 3, or men can be women.
Do you see how stupid he is? Two opposing group come together and said 1 = 3 and men can be women. Where are you? Where is it written that any Christian that I know can say a man equal a woman? Where is it said that a Christian can say? If you ask this naive wolf if Boko Haram and ISIS is Muslim, he said no. I bet he will tell you no, and that's his logic, But anybody who say a man equal like transgender, man equal a woman, he will say that is a Christian. I don't believe that a man is a woman. If you're born a man, you're always a man. Whether you do whatever you do with your penis, you're still a man. You cut it off, you twine it up and create a false vagina, you're still a man. Don't care what you do with your penis, you're still a man. You're born a man, you're a masculine gender. You're born under the masculine gender. So at the end of the day, look what he did. What he did, he tried to combine homosexuality or with Christianity when he's saying that they are opposing group. What does Christianity oppose about homosexuality? They oppose homosexuality. So you can be united and say 1 can be 3. But look at this. Let's get out of this naive. No, let's finish the video so you see how fake he is.
Isn't unity between these two groups beautiful?
Beautiful like yourself. Like your prophet walking around with semen on his clothes. But look, do you see how fake he is? Acting like a child. Isn't unity between these two groups beautiful? What a naive Trinidadian man. But anyway, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Because we are into education right now. So let me show you something. I use this often, but I will show you. And why I'm showing this is because so trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverb, yes. Reality, man. So he's leaning on man-made understanding of things to judge God with man-made understanding. Isn't he beautiful? As I told you, man, when you have a donkey on this place, we give them the donkey treatment. So he deserves the donkey treatment right here. So we are gonna give him a present. So when you have a donkey here, we treat them the way we treat donkeys. So here we are. This is a present for the Trinidadian. We, Jamaicans are we are Caribbean people. We are Caribbean people, and we love to give presents to our fellow Caribbean people when they do uh, something that they believe is wonderful. You know, we like to give them what they deserve. You know, because you reward a man according to his deed. So that's what the Messiah says. So here is Ijaz's reward. Man, do you see? This guy is something is wrong with him, definitely, man. You maybe need to take some form of pills or something. But anyway, look at this right here. I want you guys to look at this. And the Muslim who wrote this, he is actually speaking according to the promise of the God. And we look into it. I've shown this before, but it fits this occasion. It fits this occasion perfectly, because I hope that one day Ijaz Ahmed see this video and come to the conclusion that something is definitely wrong with him. So here we go. Look at this. Look at this video right here. This right here. So let's get this off the screen for a while, and where we can look. So if you guys can see what is happening here, a Muslim asks the question: does sexual life exist in paradise? So sexual life. But why we are showing this is to show you that the Muslim mind, when it comes to God, they put the limitation on God, but they don't put the limitation on mankind. Let me show you. And you asked me if this is logic. So the Muslim asks the question, does sexual life exist in paradise? And what you will see, the answer from the person who is a sheikh, I think, and I will tell you where this you can find this. It's a Muslim website, and notice what the guy answered. I hope you guys can see it. He said, "In paradise." So he's saying, in paradise, a human being will be able to be presented in many places at the same time. Notice what the question that the man asked. It was about sex. Is sexual life? Does sexual life exist in paradise? But what do you see the Muslim answer here? A human being will be able to present in many places at the same time. And let me show you something. A Muslim actually asked the question, but that question wasn't there when I found this site. So I think maybe somebody watched one of my videos and decided to ask the question, but he haven't got no response yet. So if you look at this right here, you will see where somebody asked the so one man will be able to be in many places at the same time. So this is what you need to keep your mind on. So if you look at this, somebody called Jonathan Tonkin asked the question, I was just wondering, where is your evidence that we can be in many places at once at the same time? So this got to be a Muslim. But I don't think he have a good reading ability. I think he is just like Ijaz Ahmed. Let me show you why I believe that he is like Ijaz Ahmed. Let me show you why I believe that he is like Ijaz Ahmed. Because he doesn't read well. Because if you read what the guy wrote, then you will see where the guy get it from. So here it is. Okay, let me find it. It's here somewhere. Okay, here it is. Let's look at this Quranic verse. So here we are. Here we are. We are going to show you something from the Quran. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so if you look at Surah 43, so the guy asked the question, why is why did he come how did he come to the conclusion that in that how did he come to the conclusion that you will get all that you desire? So let me show you how he come to the conclusion. Let me show you how he come to the conclusion, because the Quran says it. So so the Quran says that you will get what you desire. So this is how the Muslim on the site come to the conclusion. So here we go. So here is the Quran. So if you guys are looking here, here is the Quran. And the Quran says, circulate among them will be plates and vessels of gold, and therein is whatever the soul desire, and what delight the eyes, and you will abide therein eternally. So you see, right here, he said, therein is whatever the soul desire, whatever delights the eyes, and you will abide therein eternally. So the Quran is saying that inside this paradise, there is whatever the soul desire, and what delights the eyes, and you will abide therein eternally. So you will abide in this paradise eternally, and inside this paradise there is whatever the soul desire. So so if a man desire to be in many places just to have sex, that will be granted to him. You know, unless the God is a liar. Unless this God is a liar, then it will be granted to him. But the important thing to take from this is what I want people to understand. The Muslim is saying a man will be in many places at the same time. Man will have the power to be in many places at the same times. And the question that was asked to him, does sex life exist in paradise? So the thing is, if a man is in point A having sex with one woman, and another man, and the same man is in point B having sex with another woman, how is that possible? Is that logically possible? Is that logically possible? According to Ijaz Ahmed logic, is that logically possible? To our logic today that we have, Is that logically possible for a man to be in multiple places at the same time, multiple things at the same time, being with multiple different people at the same time, doing things to multiple different people at the same time? That could never be one man. One man manifested in many, many manifestations. One man who is apart from each of his manifestation. One of his manifestation is not the same as the other manifestation. One manifestation is east, one manifestation is west, one manifestation is doing this, another manifestation is doing that. That showed the logic of Islam. Because this is a Muslim speaking, and he's saying that in paradise, a man will be able to have sex, because literally that's what he's saying, with multiple women in multiple places at the same time. So let me get back to this. And what does he build this on? Surah 43 verse 71, because he says, and therein, which is in the paradise, is whatever the soul desire and whatever delight the eyes, and you will abide therein eternally. So if one Muslim desire to have sex with 6 women at the same time, this God should be able to fulfill it. And according to this Muslim mind, he hope that his God fulfill this. Because listen to what he says. Listen to what the Muslim says. This is not my saying, it's what a Muslim says. So listen to what this Muslim said. So let's share a screen again. And we see where this is putting here is what the Muslim says. So let's go up to the top. So when we go to the top, what do we see here? Does sexual life exist in paradise? That's the question that was asked. And who asked the question? It said submitted by Hussein on Tuesday, June 7, 2010 at 11:13 in the morning. And here is the answer. See this green thing say answer? Now when we go to see what the answer says, this is what the answer says. So let's go down from the answer. This is the most important part of the answer. It says, a Muslim will be able to present in many places at the same time. Do you see that? A Muslim will be able to present a Muslim will be able to be present in many places at the same time. A human, because this got to be a Muslim, because who in their right mind want to be present in many places just because of sex? So here it is. A human being have the power to be multiple human beings. Multiple persons have the same human being. Do you see that? Because the person who is in East having sex with Horus A is not the same manifestation of that person having sex with Horus B. And is this logical in today's mainframe of logic? No, this is not logical. That because what? Does that mean that if someone slap manifestation 1, manifestation 2 is gonna feel it? Is that what? Because it does not add up. And what kind of feeling is manifestation 1 having that manifestation 2 is not having? Is manifestation 2 doing things that manifestation 1 is not doing? This is the logic of Muslim, but that's not the only logic that you will see. If we look at things, if we look at some things, we will see that Islam teach that there is things beyond our understanding, beyond our world. Even within this world, there is things beyond our world. I'm going to show you why I say that. Listen to this video. Just listen to this video and you will see that Islam teaches that even beyond our world, there is things. Listen to this. This is Yasser Qadi, and Yasser Qadi is talking about Gog and Magog. What's it, what do you call it? Ajuj and Majuj. So here is Yasser Qadi talking about Ajuj and Majuj. Listen to this.
That this is judgment day, that, O mankind, fear your Lord. For indeed the earthquake of judgment day is something to be terrified. On that day you will see people, the woman will, the mother will neglect her breastfeeding child, and people will walk around as if they are drunk, but they are not drunk, but the punishment of Allah is severe. And the Prophet ﷺ quoted this ayah, and then he said that when will this happen? When will people be so terrified? When Allah will announce to the angels or to Adam that, O Adam, take the people of Jahannam to Jahannam. And so from every 1,999 will go to Jahannam. The Sahaba said, Ya Rasulullah, with those odds, how can we be safe? If every 1,999 are going to go to Jahannam, how can we be safe? What is the statistical chance of us winning? And so the Prophet ﷺ said, I give you good news. For every one of you, there will be 1,000 of Ya'juj and Ma'juj.
So Muhammad is telling them that a certain amount of people will go for every 1,000, 999 will go to hell. And when they say, how will we survive? Because Muhammad have an answer for everything. And so he's telling them that 999 will go to hell. But how many Muslims are in the world? How many Muslims are here in the world? So if you look at that, a lot of Muslims were going to end up in hell. So Muhammad, because they asked him a question, now he found the solution. He says, there will be 1,000 of Hajuj and Majuj. So there are actually on our earth a people called Ajuj, Yajuj and Majuj living on our earth today that we can see. There is actually a people living on our earth today called Ajuj and Majuj, and we can't see them. NASA science can't pick them up from satellite images of the earth. Cannot pick them up. Is that logical to the people who describe logic? Is that logical to the people who describe logic? So if you're talking about, remember what I started out with, where Ijaz talking about following blindly, or what did he actually say? Blind faith versus logic and evidence. Wow. What logic and evidence does Ijaz Ahmed have for this? What logic and evidence does Ijaz Ahmed have for this? Can he show us some logic and evidence? Just to show you that Ijaz Ahmed is just a narrow-minded person, a very narrow-minded person. The way he approached Christianity is not the way he approached Islam. And what that's called? Double standard. Double standard. Because is this logical that there is a universe within our universe? Because this is literally what that is saying. Because if it's not a part of our world, our everyday world, it's a universe within our universe. So it's an alternate universe within our universe where there are living creatures called in a place called Gog and Magog, which is Yajuz and Majuj. So just to listen a little more of what Yasekadi says. Let's continue to look at some more of what Yasekadi says. Listen to this.
Ya'juj and Ma'juj. So this is another interesting thing that we derive. In another hadith, muttafaq alayh, Bukhari and Muslim, the Prophet ﷺ entered in upon some of our mothers, some of his wives, and he was agitated, he was concerned, he was worried, and he put.
Do you see that? Muhammad was concerned and worried. It's 1400 years since Muhammad, and we don't see nothing about no Yajuj and no Majuj. But Muhammad was concerned and worried about something. I have a video to do called the Dajjal and Muhammad, and you will see that Muhammad was not mentally sane. So he entered upon his wife. He came into the house, his wife's, and he came into the house. When he say entered upon, it's a wrong term to use, because when a person entered upon his wife, in most cases it means sexually. But so he came to his wife's, and he was mad, all going crazy. Remember, Aisha says Muhammad used to imagine that he did things that he did not do. That means he was delusional. They claim it was witchcraft, but there's too much adding up together. You realize that no, it was just a manifestation of his stupidity, his mental, his derangement. But anyway, so he entered upon his wife, and he was confused. He was not confused. He was worried about something. And listen to what Yasekadi says.
Put his finger and his thumb together in a circle.
So he put his finger and his thumb together in a circle like this. Maybe this finger or this finger. So he put it together like this. And listen to what he's going to say.
He put his finger and his thumb in a circle. And he said that لا إله إلا الله ويل للعرب من شر قد اقترب. لا إله إلا الله ويل للعرب من شر قد اقترب. لا إله إلا الله.
Do you ever notice he always repeat things 3 times?
Woe to the Arabs. And this means Muslims, because at that time all the Muslims were Arabs. Woe to the Muslims, woe to the Arabs from an evil that has now come very close. What?
So all the Muslims were Arabs. I thought there was Jews who became Muslim. Didn't one man who revealed Muhammad as a fraud, the man who asked Muhammad a question and he answered the question which he should not answer. It wasn't. He was a Jew, and didn't they say he become a Muslim? But that's not the point here.
What is this evil? Salama asked, what is this evil? He said, today a hole of this size, hence the ishara, has been opened up from the wall of Ya'juj and Ma'juj.
So Muhammad teach, and the Quran and Muhammad teach that there is this man called Dhul Qarnayn travel until he reached to a place where the sun set in murky water or muddy water, and he met these people. Like he traveled to the end of the world, literally, you have to say. And he met these people, and these people tell him about a wicked people called Ya'juj and Majuj. And Dhul Qarnayn, who as a historical figure, we don't know, because the God of Islam is not a historical, doesn't deal with history. And Ijaz Ahmed actually was debating a Christian dialogue, a debate and a dialogue in a sense, with a Christian, where he make a statement. He says, the Quran is a revelation. It's not constrained by historical facts. It's right. This is so crazy. You're gonna give stories of things that happen on the earth, and then nobody have no historical proof of that person. Dhul Qarnayn. Some say it's Alexander the Great. because when they search, the only person they could think of who could even come close to Dulkarnain is Alexander the Great. No such person lives. No such person lives at all who was conquering east, conquering west, and going to places, traveling east, traveling west, going to places. He reached to a point where he meet these people, and these people say, "Help us," and they get iron and another material, and they make a big wall to block out these evil people. Where is that at? Which location is that where this wall even exists today? Muhammad was so scared at that point where he says, "Hey, the wall have a break in it. There is a small hole in the wall," and he put his finger like this and said, "There's a small hole in the wall like that." So he came in to into his wife, and he was so disturbed by this little hole in the wall. Do you see the crazy? So where are these people located? Where are they located? Where are they located in the earth? Where are they? Where's this wall located? So there's an alternate universe according to Islam. There gotta be somewhere that man eye cannot see. And so is this logical that there is existence on the earth here, divided by a wall? Because Dulkarnain make a wall. So this existence is divided by a wall, but you cannot see them. You cannot see all these multiple people. And there are so much, because you will go to a point where if you will watch the old video, he says you cannot fight these people. These people are so mighty, you cannot beat them. So Muhammad was so disturbed that Gog and Magog was going to gallop out on him. Wow. Do you see that? And this is Ijaz Ahmed the Trini. You play cricket, and maybe he plays cricket. You know, Trini, they love the cricket. And he may play cricket and somebody bowl a ball and hit him in his head when he was a baby. So Ijaz is saying, oh, one cannot be one God cannot be three persons. It's impossible, because man-made law of mathematical law says 1 equal 1. Do you see how naive this guy is? Like, man-made mathematical law say 1 equal 1. So one God who is above mankind and way above mankind is limited by the law created by his creatures. So listen to this right here.
Hadith in Tirmidhi, in which Abu Huraira narrates that every single day Ya'juj and Ma'juj try to dig out.
Dig out from every single day they try to dig out. Because guess what then? And you will see something that Muhammad says, and you will realize that Muhammad was mocking the angels of God. He mocked Moses. Moses have a scrotal hernia, running after a stone, beating a stone like a madman. Because Muhammad was mad, so you want to equate the prophets of God to being mad. Solomon have the devils working for him, and birds in his army. Solomon was so crazy that he was gonna punish a upu bird. And Abraham worshipped the star, and then when he found out that the light, the sun came out, the moon came out, he worshipped the moon. He says, "Oh, this is my Lord." And when the sun came out, he said, "This is my Lord," as if he never see the sun and the moon before. This is so crazy, and they throw Solomon in a fire, and the lizard spit fire and Solomon. Not Solomon. The lizard spit fire and Abraham, craziness, was disrespecting, and even Mary, Jesus's mother, he disrespect Jesus's mother. And we show you how. He says when childbirth, pain of childbirth, it Miriam. Miriam said she wished she had died and gone into oblivion before giving birth to her son, the Messiah. And who has did he did there's hardly anybody that he did not disrespect. Even the God himself, he disrespect. He have Satan accusing the God of misleading him. It's a madman. But let's continue.
And every day they are met with an angel.
So every day, can you imagine? They're digging, and every day they are met with an angel.
And the angel tells them, enough for today, go back. And so they go back until finally, on the final day, the angel mentions the famous phrase, Insha'Allah.
They must have come close to dig out in order for the angel to be telling them to go back. What a calamity. So this is blind faith. And do you notice his video? If you guys look at his video, what his video says, blind faith versus logic and evidence. Where is the evidence for this? This is Ijaz Ahmed in a nutshell. Doesn't make any sense. The guy never make any sense. You listen to him. If you are not learned person, if you don't understand Islam, understand Christianity, and you listen to Ijaz Ahmed, you would think that this guy is the most knowledgeable person on the face of the earth. But if you listen to him with the knowledge of Islam and the knowledge of Christianity in your mind, you realize this is the most naive man you will ever meet. If you look at it, man, just to show, I just want to show you what this man says right here. Look at this right here. Look at this, what this man said right here. You will see. This is the topic that they are discussing. This is the topic that they are discussing. Just look at it. You will see it, big and bold. You see what it says here. Blind faith versus logic and evidence. Blind faith. So, because there is no historical proof prior to the Quran that Noah has a fourth son, what you call that? Blind faith. Because what? Where is the historical proof? Where is this historical proof that Solomon have devils working for him and the upu bird and all these craziness? There is no proof. Where is the proof that there is a place called Gog and Magog divided by a wall? There is no proof. So what you call that? Blind faith. There is no proof of it. Where is the proof? So what this Ijaz will say, because God said it, it is proof. But did God really say it? Didn't Muhammad say that he was poet or possessed? Muhammad didn't believe that he was speaking to God. Muhammad tried to kill himself. Sahih al-Bukhari, volume 9, hadith 111, Muhammad was trying to kill himself. You believe you're speaking to God and you're trying to kill yourself? So what you call that? Blind faith. But that is Ijaz for you. That is Ijaz for you, man. So let's see what there's an Abdul in here. Look at this. It was in the Caucasus Mountain. Do you see? The Abdul say it was in the Caucasus. It was in the Caucasus Mountain. Did it move? Wow, wow. He said he traveled until he see the sun setting in murky water. So the Caucasus Mountain is the end of the what murky water is in the Caucasus Mountain. Do you see that? And then he says, let me show you what he said. Yes, you're right. Satan is obviously a liar. Because your brother is talking about blind faith. And you know, it's Christianity. When you see them talking, it's Christianity they're attacking. But look at this. You know, and this is what I say about Muslim. Muslim will ignore what they believe to attack Christianity. Muslim will ignore what they believe to attack Christianity. A Muslim, that's the mind of a Muslim. Forget what we believe. Let's go after these Christians. But listen, this is not the end of the story. So let's continue with what Yasir Qadhi is saying. So we're gonna show one thing from Yasir Qadhi, and then we're gonna continue to show one more thing. So Yasir Qadhi was speaking.
Come back. And the next day when they come back, so the narration is very long. It basically means every day they come back and they...
So they come back to that little hole. So there's a hole somewhere. It must be bigger by now. Where these people gonna come up out of the earth. And they're gonna come up out of the earth and they're gonna attack. Oh boy. And in Muhammad's days, Muhammad was worried about it in his days. But we're going to show you a video that I'm going to make about the Dajjal, and you will see that Muhammad actually believed that the Dajjal was a boy living in his time. This is Muhammad for you. Madness. You know, and they talk about blind faith. And then this Ijaz is talking about blind faith. But look at this. Let's go to somewhere else and we show you our dear beloved brother Yasir Qadhi. You know, you don't take all the school you go to and all the intelligence of Yasir Qadhi. That's why I said when you listen to Ijaz Ahmed, if you are not educated, you believe he's talking, making sense, but he doesn't make no sense. He told the Christian guy that they were talking about the crucifixion. They were talking about the crucifixion, and he told the Christian guy, the Christian guy said, "Where is the evidence that for Surah 4 verse 157?" He says it's a revelation. He doesn't need any evidence, but it's a revelation that is talking about historical event. So Allah don't need any evidence, but Christianity need evidence. And then he would bash down the Christian guy's evidence that the Christian guy have. He bash it down, but Allah have no evidence at all. Allah is not a God of evidence. Allah just speak whatever he speak and he don't care. But anyway, listen to this.
Protected over there. Now, in this hadith, we learn that Ya'juj and Ma'juj are so dangerous,
Wow.
so evil,
Wow.
that Allah Himself says nobody can fight them.
So all Russia, North Korea, United States, and all the countries of Europe, including Saudi Arabia, and all these countries in the Middle East who have artillery like Iran, and they can't combine together and beat Ya'juj, Gog and Magog. Wow. Is that reality? What kind of reality? These people gonna come from under the earth. And if you notice, Dulkarnain, these are people. It didn't say creatures like weird creatures. These are actual people living behind a wall that you cannot see. You're living behind a wall that you cannot see, and nobody can fight them.
Interestingly enough, this army has just fought the Dajjal.
This army has just fought the Dajjal. Wow. So can the Dajjal beat Gog and Magog? Yajuj and Majuj? So, do you see this kind of stuff, man? Do you see this kind of stuff? And this, you will say, okay, is this reality? Is this logical? Is this logic and evidence, or is this blind? What they say? Blind faith. If you believe this thing, is this logical evidence, or this blind faith? This is why I say a person like Ijaz, ooh boy. And if you notice, his determination is to attack sources. That's all he do. Attack sources, attack sources. When the Christian guy was talking to him, and the Christian guy mentions certain people who talk about the crucifixion and all this stuff and that stuff, he attacked those sources. But when it comes to the Christian guy, flipped the script on him and said, what about your Quran? He said, that is revelation. Revelation for who? Does the Christian believe that that is revelation? No, he don't. So in order for God to be logical, he have to prove himself. In order for God to be logical, he have to prove himself. And this is why you will see in the time of Jesus did miracle because God is proving himself, showing I have power. I am God. I am. In the time of Muhammad, what did do? The splitting of this and all this stuff. But the Quran said there is no signs. You know. So God proved himself. God proved himself by showing evidence that these things happen in the, and that's why you find people quote people like Peter, Jesus. They were quoting the old scriptures to show that, hey, we have evidence of what we are speaking about. You have a Muhammad come along and have no evidence of the things that he speaks. And then this Muslim say, oh, it is a revelation. Revelation for who? Muhammad didn't even believe that it was any revelation at first. Muhammad said, woe is me, poet are possessed. Muhammad went to his wife, according to Ibn Sa'd, and said, I fear I am mad. I'm going crazy. According to Bukhari, volume 111, Muhammad was trying to kill himself. That's craziness. So he didn't, after receiving revelation. So Muhammad did not believe what he was receiving was from God at one point. But anyway, so let's show you another video where this other Muslim is talking about the same incident. So he said historical Jesus. Yes, your Quran doesn't speak about the historical Jesus. Bart Ehrman will tell you that too. Your Sheikh Bart Ehrman will tell you that your Quran doesn't speak about historical Jesus. So here we go. Look at this now. Look at what this other Muslim is going to say about the same incident of Ajuj and Majuj. Listen what this other Muslim is going to say. So here, if you read this right here, if you read this, it says, starting off the foundation of the wall. And if you notice, he used the wall that Donald Trump built. He actually used a picture of the wall that Donald Trump built. You can see Donald Trump wall, but you can see a Juj and Majuj wall. So they are living in a reality that is not our reality. And why I'm saying that? Remember what Ijaz says. Mathematically, he is using mathematics to confine God, to think to confine God. Mathematical law, the law of identity, which is made by man. The law of identity is a man-made law, not something that God made. But he used that law, and even if God made the law of identity and give it to man, that doesn't mean that God is constrained or restrained by the law that he gives to man. When God said to man, thou shalt not kill. But doesn't mean that God cannot kill, because everything belongs to God. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. So God is entitled to do with us whatever he feel like doing with us, because we belong to him. Everything here is his. I see Muslim ask a question all the time, oh, why did God kill the baby? When he's destroying a nation, why did he kill a baby? Who are you to question God? And at the same time, a baby without sin is safer than me and you on the day of resurrection. Because what does the Bible say sin is? Sin is a transgression of the law. So if the baby did not sin, the baby is safer than me and you. Not only that, Muhammad killed babies. When Muhammad was using a catapult to attack a dwelling at night, and they said, what about the children and the women? Muhammad said, they are from among them. So at the end of the day, you know, who are you to question what God does? You know, and limit God by laws. Create laws and limit God by your laws. You are in no category to limit God by your laws. And this is why I say Muslims are playing God. They are playing God. They are playing God. Because when you see the creature is judging the God, the creature is limiting the God to whatever they feel like they should limit God to. They make up mathematical law and say, oh, God must rest within this mathematical law that I made up. Stupidity. Logically stupid. Because if you are dealing with a being that is above our being, you cannot limit him by nothing that you create. Listen to this.
I'll make between you and them a wall.
So this is Dul Qarnayn. He's saying, I will make between them, you and them, a wall. Where is this wall? It's outside of our reality. It's outside of our reality. According to Islam, this so-called wall is outside of our reality. But God cannot be outside of our reality. God cannot be outside of mathematical equation. But this wall can be outside of our reality. Where is this wall? A man-made wall. Where is this wall? Listen now.
آتوني زبر الحديد. Bring me some of your زبر الحديد. It's a kind of metal.
So use a metal to make a wall.
Like brass, very strong metal that can withhold any kind of environment, climate change. Doesn't run.
Wow. So this is outside of our reality. What I say, our reality, our realism. This phone is real. I could pick it up. The river over there is real. I could see it from where I am. The tree over there is real. I could see it from where I am. The street over there is real. I could see it from where I am. The airport over there is real. I could see from where I am. So where I say it's out of our reality. It's out of our everyday reality. The logic is outside of what we see every day. But these Muslims believe that there is this wall and there is people behind this wall.
Rust very quickly. It doesn't rust at all, and it doesn't break.
So he's saying that it doesn't break, but Muhammad is saying there's a hole in it as big as this. So his reality is not even Muhammad's reality. I don't think you know about that hadith that Yasir Qadi was quoting from. Wow.
Zubar al-Hadid. So it's the metal that cannot get rusted.
Oh, wow. Now he started singing. We need a beat on that one.
So he built it in such a way, he said, that he ordered for them to blow heat. So he melted it.
Oh, wow. He ordered for them to blow heat. How long did it take Zulkarnain in a lifetime?
He melted it and molded it in such a way that it became so solidified, so strong through heat and through steel.
Wow.
That he said, حتى إذا جعله نارا, he made it melting because of fire. He said, آتوني أفرغ عليه قطرا, bring me this other type of material that I may add to it, قطرا, that will make it extra strong.
So another material add to the something like what he says, is it copper? He said it was like copper or some brass. So he made it add some steel to the brass. So it's called a steel brass wall. Wow, man. And that's, you see, that's blind faith. That's what you call blind faith. So, you know, when you attack Christianity about blind faith, think about Islam. Think. And that's the thing about it. You know, when you go on a channel like these, what they do, they block you and mute you and ridicule you, and you know, just like the Texas Abdul will do you, the Texas Abdul Kenny Boomer, because what, you are more logical. You think more logical, because logic, for me, logic is not if you're a Christian or a believer in God, logic extends to God, and not just mathematics and man-made things here. And the logic extend to God Almighty. Logic extend to God Almighty. You cannot stop your logic right there with mathematical equation 1 = 1, and say, oh, that's so since 1 = 1 in mathematics and in the law of identity, who are you identifying? Who is man law identifying? Things within man's world. Is it talking about God Almighty? Can man's law that man make confine the Almighty God? No. Almighty God is not confined by man's man-made law. No, it's not. Who can you liken God to? Who is it that you can liken God to for you to be using man-made law to confine God? There is none that you can liken God to. I show you from the beginning what Job 11 verse 7 says. Can you fathom the mysteries of God? Can you probe the limits of the Almighty? Can you probe the limits of the Almighty? You cannot. You cannot probe the limits of the Almighty, because there's no limit to the Almighty. When he asks a question, it's a rhetorical question, because there is no limit to the Almighty. Because you cannot probe it, you cannot get it, you can't find it. So why are you trying to limit God with mathematical equation? Huh? Not logical. Not logical. And this is how Muslim behave. So this Muslim say it was iron-cladded copper. Wow. Wow. It's iron-cladded copper. But anyway, let's continue just a little more and we'll see.
So the whole idea here, Allah's telling us that He built.
Do you see? He show a dam. Like, wow. He's so confused. He says copper, then he says brass, then he's showing a dam. Do you see? You cannot limit God Almighty. God is limitless. You cannot limit him. You use a mathematical equation to limit God. So let's get back to the naive Muslim, because I got to run to work. So let's get back to the naive Muslim, and we will finish this session just to show you who this Ijaz Ahmed is and how he thinks. So it's the Yadi versus the Trini. And Yadi always overcome Trini, man. No, Yadi. There was a time when Atta Bolden was the fastest Caribbean man. There was Donald Corey before Atta Bolden was a Jamaican. And Atta Bolden came and dominated for a while. Then Usain Bolt and Ron Blake and all these people came and dominate. It showed them like, hey, we the big boss of the Caribbean, man. So listen to this. So let's look at what this naive Trinidadian is saying. Let's go back over.
In mathematics, there is something known as the law of identity.
So he's using mathematics, law of identity. Did God create a mathematics and this mathematics law and say, oh, there's a law of identity?
That 1 equals 1 or x equals x.
And then the funny thing about it is that thinking. And as I show you, where there's a Muslim who say, hey, there in paradise, a man will be able to be in many places at the same time. And the question that was asked him, does sex life exist in paradise? So for sex, you can be all over the place, jumping all over the place.
And this is a fundamental law in logic. But
so he says a fundamental law in logic. Whose logic? Is it whose logic is it fundamental in? That you're going to use a law created by man and say that is logical to think that God is limited to man-made law. That's why I said logic should not be limited to what man can see. Logic should be should extend to the unseen. If you're a man of faith, logic should be extended to the unseen. And this is how naive Muslims think, because they believe, oh, 1 equal 1. So God cannot be more than 1. 1 equal 1 in man-made logic, so God cannot be more than 1, because God is confined and trapped in the logic of man. And this is why, Paul, when Paul's saying it in today's language, it would be quote unquote. When you say something, it would be in a quotation. The foolishness of God, which is quote unquote foolishness of God, is wiser than the wisdom of man. We say foolishness of God is what men are considered, like Ijaz is considering the Trinity as foolishness, because he says it's not logical. But Paul is saying the foolishness of God is wiser than the wisdom of man. What he's saying, you cannot confine God in the wisdom of man. Not even the wisdom of man cannot contain God, cannot limit God and hold God, have a grasp on who God is. God is beyond what we know about God. Do you see?
But not everyone agrees on this. And I just think that it's beautiful sometimes when two
Look, he couldn't stop with there. Two opposing team, two opposing parties. If I am opposing homosexuality, why are you equating me with homosexuality?
opposing groups, so two opposing communities can come together and say 1 equals 3 or men can be women.
Look at him, fake as hell, man. Men can be women. What Christian believe, a real Christian believe that a man is a woman. You know, a Christian don't believe that a man is a woman. Just like if you ask this a naive Trinidadian if ISIS and Boko Haram is Islam, he would say no. So anybody who is calling a man a woman is not a Christian. If you look at a man, unless you don't know, because there's men out here who look just like a woman. Unless you don't know, what you don't know is not a problem. But if you know that this man is a woman, this man is a man dressing like a woman, then you know that this man is a man, and you should not call him a woman. You know, I never will call a person, what is your name? If the person want to be called Jane, I'm gonna call the person Jane because that's the name you'll give yourself. But I will never call you he or she because you don't deserve those titles. So if you know, I would say Jane says, Jane this, Jane that, Jane, because that's the name you want to give yourself. But you're not if you're born a woman, you're a woman. If you're born a man, you're a man. If you have a penis when you are born, then you're a man. If you have a vagina when you are born, then you're a woman. And I will never ever call a man a woman or a woman a man. You know, the other day I saw somebody show a fight where in UFC where a man was pounding and a woman claiming that he is a woman, and I was outraged by it, you know. But at the end of the day, he have to bring that nonsense in because that's who he is.
Isn't unity between these two groups beautiful?
Beautiful. What a fake, man. What a fake. So before we go, we give Ijaz another present because he deserves to have more present than what we give to him because he is such a beautiful guy, just like those people he say are beautiful. So let's give him what he deserves because you know we have to be able to be fair to our Muslim friends. So we give them accordingly. Whatever they deserve, we give them accordingly. We are not supposed to be unfair. Okay, so I'm gonna say all praises to the triune God, the God of wisdom, the God above all gods, the God who give us the wisdom to decipher truth and to speak logically, because it is not logical to equate God to man-made things that are man-made. You cannot limit God by things that are man-made. So I'm gonna say peace out and God bless you all, man. I love you guys with an everlasting love. Whether you are Muslim, I love evil Ijaz, the naive Trinidadian. I love him. You know, he just need some better medication. And I want to say peace out and God bless you all, man, and love and unity as much as possible.